Hey fellow Nevillers, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to dive into a lecture I bumped into, my father put up on my path, or Neville did. That's the way I look at it, fellow Nevillers. It's called If Any Two Shall Agree. It's from 1971. In the lecture, Neville shares stories of people in his audience that have used the talent that God gave us, i.e. our imagination and our speech. So, the stories Neville shares show us how these people have used it and have had results in their real world, their 3D out here, by using their imagination and the sense of hearing, where two people agree. Those two people are actually yourself, that you can hear another, a friend, an acquaintance, member of your family, anything like that. So let's dive in, fellow Nevillers. If you're new here, thank you for visiting. Please subscribe. We're sharing Neville wisdom every day, as well as full lectures, full audio lectures of Neville's works, with amazing nature footage that I've collected myself. Anyhow, that's enough promotion. Let's dive into the lecture, fellow Nevillers. Neville starts off with the Bible quote, of course. I'll skip that for today. I want to get straight to the point about any two agreeing. Here's where it starts. He says, "Now, a friend of mine called me today, and I tell you the story that you may see. It's entirely up to you. I'm quite sure that she was perfectly innocent in the wonderful work that she did. She has exercised this talent of hers, which she has learned, as you have, as I have, from this platform, from this video." And she has done a remarkable job in the world of Caesar, in dollars and cents. But one has to learn something outside of this and govern everything by love. What this lady did in the story Neville shares is use her sense of hearing for someone, i.e. a friend who came to her. He had a disturbance with another neighbour. What happened was this lady was really concerned because what she did in her imagination caused something to happen in 3D where two people passed away. But as Neville says in this story, the lady's exonerated, i.e. she's set free. She didn't cause the death or the passing away transition of these two people because she did it in divine love. That's the golden rule that Neville talks about. Now back to the story, fellow Nevillers. This is what she did, and this is what we can do. It says, "Now let me explain to you what she means by this. She has a very keen ear. If you speak to her and make a sentence," this is the lady that Neville's sharing the story about, "you stop and you can hear as distinctly as anyone could ever hear you. If you put it on a record," which we don't have these days, a 33 RPM, way back from my day and Neville's day. "If you put it on record, what she is hearing, just as accurate as that recorded record." How we do it in our imagination, with our imaginary hearing. Neville's telling us about how this lady did it back in the day, 1971. She recorded stuff on physical vinyl records. He continues, "So she wants you to make a statement in a positive manner, like the great professor, it was Millikan, he said, 'I have a lavish, steady, dependable income, consistent with integrity and mutual benefit.'" I know that line off by heart because I've used it. used it. This, Millikan said, all day long before he had a nickel, and he persuaded himself of the reality of what he was hearing. So here's the essence here. So this lady heard her friend say he wanted to be free of a neighbour's disturbance in the neighbourhood. And the neighbour had a couple of children. So she heard him distinctly say that he was free of the disturbance, that they were gone. Now back to... Now back to Millikan. He says, if someone can say to you, I have a lavish, steady, dependable income consistent with integrity and mutual benefit, and your ear is so sensitive that you can hear exactly what the other one says, there are two witnesses now. This is the point of the lecture. You can hear within yourself, fellow Nevillers, a friend say to you, congratulations, or I hear you've won the lottery, something like that, or I hear you've just got married and you're blissfully happy. You can hear what you want to hear in your imagination and use that imaginary hearing to manifest what you want out here in your 3D. And then he... 3D. And then he backs this up with a Bible quote, of course. He says, if two agree on earth about any request that they might make, that request will be granted by my heavenly Father. He goes on to tell us that we could use this for the promise. If you guys are aware of the promise and the steps in it, we'll do another video on that. I love hearing Neville talk about the promise. It's kind of intimidating. Well, it scares a little bit of me inside, but we're going to all experience it anyhow, so I might as well get rid of that fear, right? And I know what we say or what we hear in our imagination may appear as a lie to us. I know I've gone through this with mine. It's like a fake it till you make it. Neville says here, because what I said before was as much a lie based upon this level as the other. This level he means 3D, the other level is 4D. He says, and so I am telling you now of another level, i.e. our imagination, 4D. Can you find agreement on this level, 3D, where I will tell you, as I have told you on this level, that my neighbours are gone, and now I am free of that disturbance, and you heard it with me, you heard my voice, you listened to my voice, and then having heard my voice distinctly, you now, in my absence, you hear my voice actually state what you heard, it state physically, and here are two agreeing. You heard the voice, and now you have heard this. There's a little more from Neville here. He says, so I say to you, I am telling you of a principle, a law that cannot fail. Imagine that. Well, we don't have to imagine it. It's a fact. It's a law. It cannot fail, fellow Nevillers. Take this lesson and use it to manifest what you want or hear what you want. He says you don't have to do anything on the outside, and you don't even need another one. You can... one. You can say to yourself and then listen. The two could be within yourself. It need not be someone as sensitive as she is, i.e. the lady he's talking about here. State it in a bold, positive manner, what you have, which is really what you hope to have. I hope to have it. Don't state it as a hope. This is important. You have to say, I am. State it as a fact. You have to state it as real now, a fact of reality, fellow Nevillers. He said, state it as a fact, because we are living in an imaginal world. This world is one's own imagination pushed out. The whole vast world is all imagination. That all these so-called objective realities out here were simply first imagined, and then they become what you and I call reality. So, fellow Nevillers, we'll leave the lecture right there. There's many, many, many smacks and bombshells up in it, of course, because there always is in Neville's body of works. Main point is listen for others too, fellow Nevillers. Hear their good news, and also for yourself. Use this technique within yourself, fellow Nevillers, and hear your good fortune. Hear it within yourselves, in your imagination. And I await your success stories. I'm doing this myself. I spent weeks and weeks and weeks with an inner conversation that I'm working towards the good of humanity. And here I am doing it. But one day I went to visit a friend, and he said to me about some videos I was making, other videos. I run different channels. He said, Sarah, this is helping humanity. I was really taken aback because he repeated my imaginal conversation. So there you go, fellow Nevillers. There's proof it works. Now you go and prove it and leave me a comment. I can't wait to celebrate with you. Thanks for your time and attention. If you found the video useful, please give me the thumbs up, because I love it. So does YouTube. They'll promote my videos. I get higher and higher and higher. More views. Awakening humanity, one video at a time. Big fat kiss, because I'm all about love up here. Please subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.